Hope you enjoyed that lovely Brood War OST, but we have returned with our next match with our second series of the night, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Ancient System, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Taiwanese Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Nice. Dark versus Nice. Here we go again. Nice. He's a back-to-back CranKy Duckling champion this week. He won the Grand Platypus Open, as well as the Sparking Tuna Cup as well. So Nice. Can he go for the triple crown? Can he go for ESL Asia as well? It's gonna be an uphill battle. There's some big name Korean players here, but I want to believe he can make something happen here against Dark. Dark, of course, coming in as one of the favorite players to take the entire tournament, to at least have a deep run, and we'll see if he can pull something like that off, as so far Dark is going for a hatch gas pool. Very standard opener here from our Zerg player. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. Really, my eyes are on Nice. Nice, he can be a really unorthodox player as well. He can go into Mass Void Ray, he can go into Sky Toss, he can go into these fast Glaive Adept builds, or he can play standard. He can play standard as well. Nice, he has a lot of variety up his sleeve, and he can mix things up whenever he so chooses. Does also mean he can sometimes be a harder player to keep up with. Can be unpredictable. Not as much as Haas, of course. Haas has that crown. But Nice, it feels like he's like absorbed some of that from Haas a little bit, especially now that Haas is, or after Nice kind of overcame him and became the best player in Taiwan. It does feel like Nice has since kind of, diversified his play and really dipped in the cheese and dipped in like some more unorthodox play in the stead of Haas. Really cool to see. Really cool to see Nice grow as a player, instead of just being, nothing but standard all the time, which is what he used to be. But for now, Stargate opener from our blue Protoss. So everything looking normal. We even see the rally across the map as well. So this is looking like an Oracle. Oh, no, never mind. Is not rallied to the natural instead. So this may be a Void Ray first coming out from Nice. Across the map, we can see Dark just saturating his bases. He's got his third on the way. Nothing too crazy. We have Link Speed. Once we get Link Speed, we're going to be pulling 2 drones out of gas just to be a little bit more efficient. Again, we don't really need too much gas this early on in ZvP. So Dark just getting into his own opener here. And with the Stargate of Nice, he is going to be going for an Oracle first. Okay. Is going Oracle first. Did warp in a Stalker, so the Stalker is going to be able to shoot away this Overlord. And with the high ground vision provided by the Oracle, Nice should be able to clean this up. And he's going to be keeping Dark a little bit more unawares as to what he's up to. In the dark, Buffy, in the dark. Let's go. Behind this, oh my god, Dark. He wants to speed run through this series. Okay, Dark, he's going for a very fast lair. This is what, a 340 lair timing? Jesus Christ. Very early on. We have plenty of queens to work with as well. We have 4 queens for the time being. We may even make another queen as well. This is feeling like a Nidus all-in with Lings, but we'll see how, if we take any additional gases. We'll see how much more droning we have ahead of us as well. What else could this be? I don't see Overlord speed on the way, so I'm still feeling Nidus overall, but we'll see what Dark brings to the table, because he's still droning, at least a little bit. But there we go, more queens. Yeah, man, it has to be Link Queen Nidus all in. Has to be. Here we go. Dark initially is going to be looking to defend against the Oracles, bringing everything together. Back at home, Nice very quickly transitioning into Blink Stalkers. There's the Nidus from our Zerg player. Again, this is a very common build from Dark. He does it whether it's against Terran or even Protoss. And so far, the Oracles, they haven't seen anything Get a couple of drones here in the main base, but the Lings are moving out across the map. Shield batteries are on the way. Has a nice piece this together. Looks like he may have. He may have, but here we go. Lings are going to be moving out. More Lings are in production. Queens as well. Nidus is done. And we're Nidusing into the main boat. We do have units in position. We have Zealots. We have a Stalker as well. Shield battery is about to finish up. So far, so good. Nice is holding. He cleans up the Nidus in the main. He does deny the Lings here on the front lines as well. We have another Nidus on the way, but the Oracles, they do get eyes on it. And they will focus it down. Big delay. Dark is droning. Dark now recognizes he cannot end the game. He has been just slowed down a little bit too much. In saying that, though, he's getting a good surround. Blink isn't done. Uh-oh. And some of these Stalkers are looking exposed, but good positioning from Nice. He does pull back in time. Does keep his Stalkers alive. Oh my god, we have drones? What? Oh my god, okay. We have spine crawlers on the way here for Dark. I have not seen that before. Fair enough. Second Nidus is going to be going down. The creep is being spread forward. Again, remember, behind this, we're droning. We're taking gases. We're saturating our bases. We are going for... Oh, we are even going for an infestation pit and a roach warren. So Dark, really, he's just trying to force a reaction from his opponent. Oh, as the Queens, they do come back home here to defend against those Oracles. Nidus is going to be going down. It looks like we didn't finish making the spines. It looks like we did cancel them, thankfully. And again, Dark, he's just droning up out of this. He's just droning, going to be working towards Hive Tech, Roaches as well, Vipers, all that good stuff. I got ahead of myself. The infestation bit, not quite for Hive, it is going to be for Infestors. We have 2 Infestors on the way that will keep Dark safe against the Blink Stalkers. And Dark does this often, especially against Terran as well. Roach Infestor is a very safe way to play. It can be a very efficient army as well. Like larva efficient, I should say. And considering that Dark's 4th base is very late, he does need to be as efficient as possible with his army. But again, so far, Nice's economy has been left untouched. He's got 4 shield batteries behind this 3rd base. Jesus. Plenty of Blink Stalkers. Charge is on the way. Robo as well for a Warp Prism. Without that Warp Prism, I don't know how aggressive Nice is really going to be, though. Nice is rotating around again, looking for another way in. Gonna take down some of these tumors, gonna take down some of these overlords. I don't know if he really intends to push up the ramp. I mean, charge is done, don't get me wrong. Remember, he can't reinforce. What you see is what you get. He's throwing down a pylon on the front lines, looking for another... Oh, he's gonna be rotating over towards the 4th base. But here come the Infestors, and here comes a massive biles on the Stalkers. They take massive fungals on the Stalkers. They take massive biles to the face. Oof. And yeah, they cannot avoid those vials. They cannot blink away. And we can see Nice's army crumble before the might of the Roach Ravager. A big reason for this were those fungals, those Infestors. Really good use by Dark. Again, like he was expecting a big counterattack. That's why he rushed into the Infestors like he did. And they more than paid for themselves. And now Dark is ahead. Now he's ahead in workers. He's ahead in bases. He has a massive army lead. And Nice is in some trouble. Is in some trouble right now. As Dark is about to max out. He's working on a 5th base. 1-1. As well as Hive Tech for, I imagine, adrenal glands. We could try to go into Infestors if we, Vipers if we need them. For the most part, Dark is looking good. These Zealot Ramais are doing what they can, but again, Dark, he's in position, he shuts them both down, and now he can be active on the map. He does come across the army itself. And Dark is going to respect it. We have a Baneling that's finishing up, soon to be Baneling speed. I do think Dark, if he wanted to, he could move out with everything he has, but he's taking this very slow and steady. Doesn't want to throw anything away. Getting eyes on the would-be fourth once again. Oh, Angle does connect. Wiles not so much. Oh, but the Immortal is being locked down. Laser coming from behind. Nova will not go off either. Good target firing from Dark. He does lose a chunk of roaches here to the second Purification Nova. But again, he has too much. GG gets called, and Dark will take game number 1. GG in a very interesting fashion. Bearing in mind that all started with Dark failing to pull off his all-in. He was going for a Link Queen Nidus all-in, and he wasn't able to get the Niduses up and running. The first 2 Niduses were denied. First in the main, the second outside the natural. And by the time Dark was throwing down his 3rd Nidus, he was droning. He was droning out of it. He was transitioning. He was just trying to force an overreaction out of Nice. He was trying to force him to overcommit, which he did. And Dark didn't really lose too much. He lost some lings, but he was very careful with his queens. He was spreading creep. He was just trying to be annoying. And Dark was able to transition out of that very nicely into Infestors, into Ravagers. And Dark was able to have some pretty insane fights as a result. Very impressive. Very impressive here by our Zerg player. And now he's up in this series. Needs one more to move on to the next round. We'll see if he can, as we're getting into game 2 on Dragon Scales. Here we go. Quickly check. Do we have any other updates on the brackets? Do we have any? Alright, there's Firefly versus Classic. They're currently mid-series. Winner will face off against the winner of this series. There you go. That is where we are headed next. Outside of that, nothing too major. Everything progressing as it should. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Taiwanese Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Nice. Nice. Here we go. So I don't expect Dark to go for the for the Link Queen Nidus all in again. I don't expect that to happen. I mean, it just kind of failed in game 1, and I mean, even though Dark won the game in the end, I'm sure he's going to be looking for a different approach here on Dragon Scales. The rush distance is a little bit shorter. I'm not saying Dark isn't going to be aggressive, just a different form of aggression. You know, something like maybe even a Roach Queen all-in with Dropper Lords to ferry the queens across the map. Something like that could work. Definitely. I can see Dark doing something along those lines. Otherwise, we could even see just a +1 melee Link Flood. We usually see that on larger maps, but you know, Dark has been known to do it on some of these smaller maps before. Has happened. Has occurred in the past. Here we go. For now, everything is looking as it should. As I say that though, okay, we have a bit of a different opener here from Nice. He's going Zealot first across the map. He's going for a 2-gate opener even, so Nice being very safe back at home. Meanwhile, Dark going for a hatch gas pull. He's getting his link speed. Everything's looking normal from Dark. Yeah, just nice going for a very safe opener here. Very safe opener that can turn into aggression, of course. There we go. We do have the Stargate on the way. Nice. Very paranoid and just focusing on walling off first. Yeah, it's really interesting. He even delayed Warp Gate as well. So this isn't your typical 2-gate opener. He got 2 gateways, yes, but he got 2 gateways to be safe, not to apply pressure across the map. So nice. He's playing very scared here. I mean, sure, he has 2 adepts on the way now, but these adepts are delayed. They're delayed because there's no Warp Gate. Dark has plenty of time to prepare. He's droning. He obviously sees the 2 gateways here as well, and he will see both adepts moving out. So Dark now responds with his own lings. With his own army. There we go. The adepts have arrived. We do have lings that are going to be waiting for them though, so the adepts won't find too much. Dark just saturating his 2 bases before getting into link production. Likewise, Nice follows it up with a Phoenix. Okay. It is going to be Phoenix first out of Nice. It's going to be hunting down some of these overlords. Behind this, he's going into oracles. Oh, and this will supply block Dark. Meanwhile, I mentioned earlier, I was expecting like drop lords. I was expecting these queens to be taxied across the map, but alas, they're waddling across the map instead. Ling's getting us around already on these adepts. Well, both of them are going to be going down, and the all-in is coming. Dark has not really saturated his 3rd base whatsoever. He's going to be cutting workers at 39. He only gets 1 gas geyser. He has a Bailey Nest behind this. Meanwhile, Nice is rushing into Skytoss. The worst time to be rushing into Skytoss because he just does not really have much to work with. He has 1 Zealot, 1 Stalker, 1 Oracle, and 1 Phoenix. That is the army of Nice, and Dark, he's coming. Oh boy. Here we go. Lings have arrived. This sword base is going to be denied. Meanwhile, the queens are going to start laying siege upon the natural. No, Dark. After killing the 3rd, he's happy. He waddles the queens back. We're joining. Dark, he realizes I don't need to use my queens here. I've already done the damage that I wanted to. Across the map, though, the oracles are getting some workers. Not too bad. 4 drones go down. But Dark is containing his opponent. The Banes, they roll on in. Oh my god. The Banes, they do find their connections. Overcharges pop, but it's a little bit too little too late. The Lings, they get into the main base. They do get eyes on the carrier. The probe. Oof. Big connection on the probes. Ailing popping off in the main base. 2 adepts get surrounded as well. The pylon even being focused down, and even though Dark is not going to kill Nice, I mean, he has an amazing economy behind this. He has a lair on the way. He has plenty of queens, as they did waddle back home. And that means that 1, 2 carriers is not going to be enough. It means Dark is going to be able to defend against them. Ooh, a bit of a misrally with these overlords. They will have to float back home. But for the most part, Dark, he is free to just take his gases, to drone on up. He does have a spore in every base. The queens are being brought forward as well. How many queens do we have? We have 10! 10 queens. Soon to be 12. Oh, and the first carrier is moving out across the map. This is this is an ambitious carrier. It's got a lot of work to do. It has a lot of work to do, and oh boy, see what it can get done. We even have +1 range on the way. There's that Spire in production now that the lair is done. With that Spire, we can get into Mutas, we can get into Corruptors, whatever Dark chooses. Both would work, especially up against a low carrier count. But we're making 2 carriers at a time, and we have a 3rd Stargate on the way, so Dark has to be careful about this. as his queen's going to be keeping up here with the movement of Nice. Yeah, the carriers, they just don't do enough here. They're going to try and focus down a queen, but we have transfuse today's bap. To have all the transfuses we need. Roach is even on the way as well, just to make sure we have a ground army. Would be devastating if Nice were to switch to a ground toss army as well, and Dark would only have queens and corruptors to defend. Speaking of, I'm still excited. I'm on the edge of my seat. I want to say, what do we do with this Spire? Are we in fact going into mutas, which wouldn't be a bad option, especially if we made enough of them? But there we go. It is going to be corruptors, a more safer choice here for Dark. Does make plenty of sense. As corruptors are on the way, the carriers are going to be hitting this 5th base. Queens, though, they are in position. Up. Oh, but queens are being focused on one after the other. Sage's Trap will not complete either. The Oracle does go down. We have more queens on the way. Jesus, 12 queens in total. One carrier will be focused down. From here, we're getting into Void Ray production, so the game is going to go on a little bit longer. And what I mean by that is the Void Rays are ideal against these corruptors, and if we can get enough of them, then Nice is going to be able to survive. He's going to be able to defend against the eventual push from his opponent. But here we go, the corruptors are on the hunt. They're looking for those carriers, or even just looking to snipe some of the production. Yeah, we're going straight for the Stargate. As we camp the production, we get one of the Void Rays. We're going to get a second. No, not quite. Just one Void Ray for now. Trying to kite back, trying to find another Void Ray. Don't quite get them. But again, it does at least tell Dark that, you know, we're committing to Sky Toss. Committing to Void Ray production. The carriers are looking exposed. One carrier goes down. The second as well. The Void Rays, they're not where they need it to be. And this may just be it. This may just be too much here as every single Void Ray goes down. GG gets called, and Dark will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Do I have the button? As Dark takes the series and will advance on into the next round. Shout out to Nice, though. Again, he was able to transition, and I mean, I did like that he was going into Void Rays from that point to protect his carriers. If everything was together, maybe he's able to defend. It's hard to say. Like, Void Rays, they can annihilate corruptors. Yes, that is true. But only in high enough numbers, and that's not something that we were able to quite get to in the end. Nice, he had a bit of a ways to go before he could stabilize. Wasn't able to get there, so GG, well played. Congratulations to Dark, as he does take down Nice 2-0, and he does advance on into the next round. Oh my god, where he has an opponent ready and waiting for him. It is not Classic. Wow, very impressive stuff. So in Masters Coliseum, we were lucky enough to cast this player. Firefly did take down Hero during Masters Coliseum, and now here he is popping off against Classic as well. Oh my god, that's crazy. That is actually insane. Congratulations to Firefly popping off in the PvP, taking down Classic, and up next, Dark versus Firefly. Can hardly believe it. Really impressive PvP there from Firefly. Do love to see it. Scrolling down. Speaking of PvPs, Nightmare takes down Hero 2-1. Both Classic and Hero get taken out in the second round. Getting out PvP'd. Hero did put up a better fight against Nightmare. It did take a game, but That's how the PvP goes, you know. It can be a bit of a coin flippy matchup, unfortunately. It can get really intense, really crazy, and both Firefly and Nightmare they do well in PvPs. Some of their best matchups. So very well done, to both Firefly and Nightmare for those upsets, and I will say that there are upsets. Love it to see it.